They called her Nenna the Unshakable. In a small village, nestled between the hills of Unsude and the rushing river of Ogboji, Nenna's name was spoken with awe. She was the wife that every man prayed for. Loyal, soft-spoken, beautiful. A woman who knew how to endure. But one day she vanished, and when she reappeared, she was no longer soft-spoken, no longer loyal. She came back from prison, not for something she did, but for something her husband did. This is the story of how one woman wore the chains of loyalty for love, and how love turned into the sharpest betrayal. If you have ever given everything to someone who turned away when you needed them most, if you have ever been loyal only to discover the truth behind the marks, then this story is for you. Sit down, listen closely. This is Whispers of Uche, where every whisper is a window to the unseen. Nenna grew up in Ekwelobia, a village where honor mattered more than gold. She was raised by her blind father, Okolie the palm reader, a man of deep wisdom who often said to her, "My child, beauty fades, but character is your eternal name." Nenna was the kind of woman who spoke with her eyes, served with her hands, and loved with her soul. She had no mother, no siblings, yet she smiled like the sun was hers to carry. Obieze, on the other hand, was a man of many faces. To the villagers, he was the charming trader, the boy who could speak Igbo like poetry and wear a wrapper like a prince. But in truth, Obieze was more serpent than man. He ran an underground syndicate, smuggling ancestral artifacts, golden combs, ceremonial knives, sacred bones through gravesites forbidden by the gods. Why? Because Obieze was not afraid of curses. He believed only in gain. But he knew his dealings would one day attract suspicion. So he needed protection. A disguise, a woman whose purity would blind the world to his guilt. And so he picked her, Nenna, not because he loved her, but because she was trustworthy, because she was clean. The wedding was the talk of 3 villages. The masquerades danced for 3 days. The elders blessed the union. Even the gods, it seemed, kept silent. Nenna gave herself fully, heart, body, and womb. She bore his burdens, cooked his meals, defended his name in every slightest opportunity she had. But strange things began to unfold. Obieze would vanish for nights. He kept a locked calabash under their bed. She once saw him bury something in the compound at midnight. And yet, each time she asked, he smiled and said, "My moon," stroking her cheek. "Not every battle is for your eyes." One day, Nenna heard chanting outside their compound. The Igwe's guards had come with scrolls marked with red dust. They were investigating missing relics from the sacred tombs. Someone had betrayed the ancestors. Obieze panicked. That night, under the moon, he knelt before Nenna. "My love," he whispered, "if I am taken, My enemies will kill me. But if you, my wife, say it was you, they will believe it was an accident. A foolish woman misled. You will spend a few months, maybe less, and I will bring you out, I swear on the gods. And in that moment, Nnenna, daughter of honor, protector of her husband's name, chose sacrifice over suspicion. She walked out the next morning and confessed. They chained her like a thief. The villagers cried. The guards dragged her away. And Obieze, he folded his arms, silent. The prison was a place where voices died. The cells were filled with women who once had dreams. Nnenna tried to hold on, but each day took something from her. Her first pregnancy was lost in the 3rd month. She bled alone on a concrete floor, whispering her baby's name in the dark. She wrote letters to Obieze, no reply. She sent word through a market woman, yet no visit. She prayed, she fasted, she waited. And then a new inmate arrived. A girl named Chika, young, broken, and trembling. Are you Obieze's wife? She asked. Nnenna's heart skipped. Chika wept. I was his assistant. After you were arrested, he said you died in jail. He married one girl from the city. He runs a youth foundation now. They say he's a man of God. Nnenna collapsed, not from shock, but from the depths of all hope. Hold on, my dear listeners. If your chest is tight right now, if your jaw clenched at this betrayal, then you understand. Loyalty without truth is slavery. Pause this story, like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment. I see the truth now. Let's continue and dive back into the story. 6 years later, the gods showed her mercy. A prison reform program funded by foreign aid released low-risk inmates. Nnenna walked out, not to joy, but to silence. Her village no longer sang her name. Her father had died. Even her family home had been sold to repay debts Obieze left behind. But Nnenna was different now. No longer soft, no longer naive. She had become a storm wrapped in quiet. With a borrowed wrapper and 1,000 naira, she traveled to the city. It was there, at a youth seminar hosted by Pastor Obieze of Grace Hill Ministries, that she saw him again. He was in white agbada. 2 children ran up to him. He laughed as if his past was not painted with blood. When he saw her, his face turned ghost pale. Nnenna, I thought you died, she asked, smiling. No, I just woke up. Right there, in front of his congregation, she told the truth. Not to ruin him, but to free herself. She dropped a letter on the pulpit, turned around, and walked away into her new life. 2 years later, Nnenna opened a foundation, the Unshakables. She helped imprisoned women tell their stories. She taught them to never trade their peace for love, to ask questions, to demand truth, to be soft but not foolish. Her name returned to the tongues of the people, but this time not as a loyal wife, but as a woman who survived betrayal and built wings from ashes. Here are 5 powerful life lessons from this true African folktale. Lesson number 1: loyalty without discernment is dangerous. Don't ever sacrifice your life for someone who would not even lend you their honesty. Lesson number 2: sacrifice is beautiful until it becomes manipulation. True love doesn't make you bleed to prove your worth. Lesson number 3: betrayal doesn't destroy you. It reveals who you were never meant to carry. Some people come into your life to teach you how strong you really are. Lesson number 4: pain can either make you bitter or make you wise. Nnenna chose wisdom. You can also. Lesson number 5: closure doesn't come from apologies. It comes from rising anyway. Whether they leave you in the fire, come out shining. If you are still watching, this story was more than a tale. It was a mirror. Know someone carrying the chains of blind love? Share this video. Let them hear the whisper. Comment never again if you choose to heal, to grow, and never settle. And don't forget, subscribe to Whispers of Uche for more stories that heal, that sting, and teach as well as awaken. This is Whispers of Uche, where every whisper is a window to the unseen. Until the next whisper, stay awake and stay listening.